Hey everybody, so I want to share with you some awesome tips that I've learned over the past year and a half on how to make your produce last longer and get more bang for your buck. And so I have a couple of different things that I pulled out of our fridge or freezer to share with you. So I'm just going to kind of go through the random list of foods I have. So the first thing that my grandma actually taught me was with celery. I know for me, if I don't chop it up as soon as I come home or that day when I come home, it's going to probably go bad in my fridge. So that's one tip, is right away, the produce that you know you're going to use throughout the week, go ahead and chop it the day that you get it or the very next day, so that way you're more likely to actually snack on it if you said it was going to be your snack. But celery actually can tend to go limp really easily, and so if you store it in a Tupperware container with some water in it, it will hold its crispness. So even if you don't chop it up right away and you keep it, in the stalk like this, you can pull it apart later, even if it started to go somewhat limp, and chop it up and put it in that cool water and then put it in the fridge, and it will crisp back up. So that's one way to keep your celery lasting longer. Another thing I like to do when I buy strawberries is a lot of times I don't know if this happens to you, it happens to me all the time. When you get a big tub like this, there's going to be some that are still pretty firm and they're not quite ready to eat, or maybe they're ready to eat right now, and then you're also going to get some like this guy that's already started to go soft in a bunch of spots. So what I actually do is I keep an old strawberry container in my freezer, and so what I'll do is I'll go through the tub when I get it that day or the next day and separate them. So the ones that are almost mush or starting to mush, I put them in the freezer one, and I'll throw those in with my Shakeology in the morning. So then the ones that are still firm and ready to go, I'll cut those up and use those as my fruit snacks throughout the week. So that's how I make my strawberries last longer. Another tip, which I think Courtney, a girl in our group right now, shared with me, I constantly was having spinach go bad, and I only really use spinach in my shakes every morning. I have a hard time getting all my vegetable containers in, and so when I hide a cup of spinach in my Shakeology, I don't taste it. I taste chocolate or vanilla, so that's the best way for me to eat vegetables. So I kept having spinach go bad, though I wasn't using it fast enough. I don't eat it in my salads. You can, but I don't. And so Courtney suggested that I just immediately throw it in the freezer as soon as I get it, because you can kind of break it up even though it's frozen and get out a cup full of it and dump it into your shake cup in the morning. So that's how I've made my spinach last a whole lot longer and not feel like I'm wasting money constantly. Another tip that amazing lady Molly that I've met through some of the different health challenges, she shared with me. We have a really awesome produce store near us called Detweiler's, and they constantly have local fresh produce at ridiculous prices, like 5 organic green peppers for $1. What are you going to do with 5 peppers or even 10 to 15 peppers in a week before they go bad? So I posted about it, and she shared, why I didn't think about this, she shared, cut them up and freeze them, and then you can just throw them into your crock pots or your soups or whatever, frozen that way. And so that's what I've done. I've cut some up into long strips for our fajita dinner that Mark loves, and then I've also chopped a bunch into like small pieces for the soups and stews and even like the chili from yesterday. So, and then I just freeze those and they're ready to go. Another thing that I've done too is like green beans, same thing, they had a fantastic sale. So I just bought a whole bunch of that time and then just chopped them up, and so when we're ready to have a vegetable on the side, I can just dump them in the pot and boil them. I like to afterwards drain out the water and add a little coconut oil with some sea salt and pepper, and they're so good that way. The last little tip I have for you is bananas, and I don't know where I learned this or read this, but it actually works. I know a lot of times when I would buy bananas, I would keep them together, and they would ripen really quickly. If you need them to ripen quickly, you do want to keep them together. But if you want them to last throughout the week without going brown super fast, I found that if you pull them apart, they don't ripen as fast. So that has helped us a lot, but really honestly now I've got a little man who loves bananas and could eat like 3 bananas in a day, so we don't typically have a banana going bad problem. Another thing, if they do start to go bad or brown, you can actually, they look really disgusting now, but I promise they still taste really good. You can peel them, and then I cut them in halves or thirds and then put them in Ziploc bags. And again, they're really great to throw in your shakes in the morning, or I've also made some ice cream with them before, and it's a great alternative, much healthier than the ice cream you're going to want to run out and get. And it's a great way to use your bananas that have seemed to have gone bad. Another thing is when I make banana bread, I found that when I use these type of bananas, the banana bread's more moist. So those are just some tips and tricks that I've learned to make my produce last longer, so I'm not wasting money. It's not too expensive to eat healthy. I'm making the most out of what I've spent and what I got. If you guys have any tips on how to make your produce last longer, please share them in the comments below. I hope that you found this video helpful, and I am so excited about all the posts that you guys are sharing so far this week. I look forward to more. Have a great day.